It should be evenly distributed, but because we spend 14 of the first 18 years of our lives at desks, we're going to often be in this position. We're at our computers, we're eating in this position, driving in this position, we're on our phones in this position. So a lot of times people are going to be. And now that all 5 sets have been completed for the high heel elevated barbell back squats, let's talk about some assessments and exercises we could do if a patient presents with neck pain. With regard to neck pain, unless somebody had direct trauma to the neck, it's often going to be caused due to dysfunction at the joints below and above, and that is going to be the thoracic spine and the upper cervical spine. Your thoracic spine and your upper cervical spine are designed for mobility. Your lower cervical spine and middle cervical spine are designed for stability. So if you end up losing mobility at the thoracic spine or the upper cervical spine, the lower and middle cervical spine is going to have to compensate by becoming more mobile and losing its stability. So what we could do is at the thoracic spine, we could do the thoracic arm raise test to assess for mobility at the thoracic spine. Ideally, what we would want to do is see anywhere from 20 to 40 degrees of thoracic flexion or kyphosis at the thoracic spine, and it should be evenly distributed. We want to see 10 to 20 degrees at the C7-T1 junction, 10 to 20 degrees at the T12L1 junction, and oftentimes what's going to happen is you're going to see minimal curvature at the lower thoracic spine and excessive curvature at the upper thoracic spine. It should be evenly distributed, but because we spend 14 of the first 18 years of our lives at desks, we're going to often be in this position. We're at our computers, we're eating in this position, driving in this position, we're on our phones in this position. So a lot of times people are going to be hyperkyphotic in the upper thoracic spine and hypokyphotic in the lower thoracic spine. The way that we can assess is we want to see if a patient is able to reverse the curve, and we can do something like a thoracic arm raise test. For the thoracic arm raise test, you would have a patient stand 1 foot length away from the wall. So put the heel right up against the wall, then place the heel right at the tip of the toes, and that's how far away they should be from the wall. Then from this position, you want them to get their butt, their back, and their head all up against the wall. You want to place your hand underneath the lumbar spine and see, with straight arms and those elbows fully extended and thumbs pointing forward, are they able to touch the thumbs to the wall without losing contact of the thoracic spine from your palm and without allowing the butt, the back, or the head to come away from the wall? If they are able to do that, they have good thoracic mobility. If they are unable to do that, we would want to work to improve their thoracic mobility. And one terrific exercise is going to be the foam roller horizontal, which I have on my channel. You can just go ahead and search it. But basically what we would want to do, the segments of the spine that are hyperkyphotic, meaning they have too much curve, we would want to, with interlaced fingers behind the back of our head, extend over the foam roller. The hands are just there for support. We're not yanking on the head. They're just there to hold everything. But we would inhale, have the patient extend over the foam roller. Once they can't go any farther, they would exhale and naturally allow gravity to sink them deeper into the stretch. And that is how we can improve thoracic mobility using a foam roller. Next, once we've assessed the thoracic spine, we want to take a look at the lower and middle cervical spine. For the lower and middle cervical spine, one assessment that we could do to assess for stability is going to be the. That was just a tiny taste of what can be found in my members only section. If you enjoyed it, become a member for only $5 a month to get access to hundreds of member only videos.